Hello, this is Spiderweb ASMR, and today I have finally forced myself to sit down and just pull out my iPad and record a video. I haven't uploaded to this channel in a number of years now, but it has constantly been on my mind. I had a lot of things going on in my life, and the pressure I was putting on myself to try and put out really high quality videos, it just felt a little bit too much at the time. So what I'm trying to do now is just get into the habit of uploading anything. So it's going to be lo-fi, probably not going to use a mic quite yet. This is really just sort of when I have time to set up the iPad, talk about something, and just get it up with minimal edits, things like that. So I hope you'll enjoy, and I thought today I would start my jewelry collection series. It is a series of videos that I have been thinking about for a really long time now, since I even came up with the idea that I wanted to do an ASMR channel. I have known that I wanted to go over my jewelry collection. I have collected jewelry for my entire life, which has not been too long. I'm still pretty young, but I've been a jewelry collector since I was little, and it is just something that I am really passionate about. The majority of my jewelry collection is vintage and antique pieces, but today, to start off with, I just thought I would sit here very casually and go over this little bag of my jewelry from childhood. So this is not stuff that I wear anymore right now, but I do have it. I keep it in one of the lower drawers of my jewelry cabinet, and it is all in a plastic bag right now. It's not supposed to be that way, but we had a evacuation order due to some wildfires a few months ago, and so I had just very quickly thrown all of this into a little baggie to take with me because it's very nostalgic, and I wanted to keep them safe in case there was an issue with the fires. So that's why it's in this lovely crackly bag. So I'll just pull the clump out, I guess. Okay, so the very first thing we can talk about is this here. So I'm gonna set the rest of this kind of to the side here, like that. So in this little bag here is a necklace, and I remember was really little. I would say maybe 7 years old, maybe. And purple was my favorite color growing up. So it looks like amethyst. It's a little amethyst heart pendant on a knotted thread with some more little amethyst beads. And then it has a little lobster claw clasp and an extension chain with another little amethyst bead on the end. And I kind of doubt that this is sterling silver. There's a little tag. I'm going to try and read it. Oh, it says Avon. Okay, so this is an Avon necklace. And I remember wearing this a lot when I was little. This was like my fancy jewelry necklace. And I remember seeing it in the store, so I think I must have picked it out, and then my mom gave it to me for my birthday, I think, and I think it probably came from somewhere like Ross, maybe. But I remember seeing it in like the checkout line, kind of, where they put all the lovely little things for you to pick up right at the end of your shopping visit, to just kind of tack a couple last treasures on. But that's what I remember about this necklace. I know there are photos, childhood photos of me wearing it, so that's a very special little necklace. Then the next thing that I have here is my first watch. I remember asking for a watch for Christmas one year when I was very little, and Santa Claus brought me this watch. So it is a Timex in Indiglo, that's what it must be. And I remember it glowed in the dark, so you could still read it at nighttime, which was very cool. And the second hand is a little pink heart, and the hour hand, is that what it's called, an hour hand? The hour mark is green, and then the minute mark is dark navy blue. And it comes on this little kind of stretchy, okay, the elastic has rotted. I was just pulling it to see if it was still stretchy, and the elastic has rotted, so I won't pull it too much now, but my wrists are still very tiny, but that's how tiny my wrist was. And I remember I was always so annoyed because I had to tuck this whole length, like wrap it all underneath the inside to keep it in, but it has this cute little heart pattern on it. It's very, very worn. As you can see, it's a little dingy looking. All the different activities a little kid can get up to wearing a watch. So, but yes, I was very proud to have my watch. This is very special. This was a Christmas wish come true. So that's my watch. And then this is a little packet of beads. I won't actually take these out, but I had some little elastic bracelets with these really cute plastic beads on them, and a couple of them were flowers, and then I remember another one was sea creatures and seashells and things like that. And so those bracelets broke. Eventually, I think the elastic just rotted away, and then I remember I had all the beads, and I was at an age where I didn't really care too much about the nostalgia of it, but I was like, no, I should probably keep at least a couple of them, like one of each color. So that's what I did here, and now I kind of wish that I had the rest of them, because that would have been cute to remake them in a way, and then maybe give them, if I have kids someday, maybe give them to them, but that's okay. So here in the packet, we have, let me try and focus it here. We have a purple seashell and a white flower, a brown starfish, a pink starfish, a brown flower, a green seashell, a pink flower, a yellow flower, a green flower, and a yellow starfish. So I remember wearing these bracelets a lot, again, when I was little. I was a jewelry girl, even back then. And let's see. This is not a piece of jewelry, but this is a geode keychain that my friend in elementary school brought back for me after she went on vacation. I'm not sure where she went to, I don't remember that much, but I remember her giving this to me, and I was so pleased with it. I just really loved this thing, and I know it's been repaired at least a few times because there's some kind of hot glue residue on the drilled in bit here, and this jump ring has been kind of bent out of shape so that it will stay shut and stay together, but I remember hanging this on my backpack, and it was a very precious treasure of mine. So it's a gray geode, nothing particularly fancy about it, but it is kind of teardrop shaped, and it's gray. The outside is rough and ragged the way the best geodes are, and then the inside has some crystals on the inside. In there, it's really hard to tell. I'm filming this video in really low light, so hopefully it's not too annoying, but I always like my brightness turned all the way down when I'm watching ASMR videos anyway, so I figure it's probably okay. Then I have another little baggie of beads, and these I did have the good sense to keep all of them, so not like the other ones that are kind of lost to time, but this is what remains of my very favorite bracelet growing up. This is a pack of little Swarovski crystal beads, and they are gray. They're just gray beads, and they have these little teeny tiny silver little spacer beads with little kind of dots on them, and I think it was sectioned out like 2 or 3 Swarovski crystals and then one of the separator beads, and that was the pattern of it. But I distinctly remember my mom and I, I distinctly remember my mom took me to the mall, and this was at one of the, I don't know what they're called, a kiosk, I guess, a mall kiosk. One of those like stands in the center of the mall floor, so it's not a shop, but it's like a stand where you can buy different things. I know there will be one that has like massage chairs, and then there will be one selling phone cases, and then there will be another selling hair products and things like that. But this particular stall was all jewelry, and they just had a massive display of all of these Swarovski crystal beaded bracelets. And they were just stretchy bracelets on elastic, and they were so pretty just looking at all of them. And I was just looking at all the different colors. They had every color you could possibly think of. And I really wanted one, and my mom said that I could pick one out. And so I was looking and looking, and I decided I wanted a gray one. And I'm sure my mother was a little bit surprised that I didn't want one of the purple ones. But I thought that the gray one was just so pretty. And from that point on, I decided that gray was my new favorite color. So up until like maybe the age of 8 or 9 years old, purple was my favorite color. And then after I found this bracelet in the mall, I decided that gray was my favorite color. So for a really, really long time, I would really turn my nose up at colors, just in general. And I just really loved gray because gray reminded me of manatees and chinchillas, which were my two favorite animals. And it also reminded me of my favorite vacation spot because the coastal town that my family would always go to was very kind of cold and gray and, weathered old fishing town, and it was not like a bright, sunny, sandy beach. It was always very gray and foggy. And so gray reminded me of that. And rain clouds, I loved when it rained, so rain clouds and storm clouds were gray, so all of the best things were gray. Then, let's see. So this is a little box here. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. So here's more things that are not jewelry. But this is a little hair clip. I had a lot of little hair clips growing up, and this one is a little purple heart. Just a little itty bitty plastic little claw clip. I always thought it looked so scary. It looks like a mouth with sharp teeth. And then this is another hair clip. I'm not sure where the other one went. I remember there were two of these, but these are some little fish clips that my grandmother gave to me. She is no longer living, but I do miss her very much. And I remember she gave me these little fishy clips. It's like a pale kind of smoky gray-blue enamel on a silver barrette, and it has little blue crystal bubbles. And then both of these are some polished rocks. I really loved polished stones growing up, and this one specifically I remember I found at a preschool friend's house while his older sisters were watching me. They were babysitting me, and I found this little rock in one of their rooms, and I liked it so much, and I was quite taken with it, and they said that I could have it. It's a little piece, I believe, just of some agate, a little banded agate or stripe. It's got some stripes, but it's kind of tannish, gray colored. Yeah, that just looks like an agate to me. So there's that one. And then I remember this one. I would have gotten this one from those big boxes that you'll sometimes see in like a toy store or like a souvenir shop where it's just all tumbled stones, and you can fill up a bag of them for like $5 or something. I don't know how much it would have been, but much less when I was younger. It probably would have been like for $3 or $4 to fill up a little bag of polished stones. But I remember picking this one out among my chosen bag of polished rocks. So this would be an amethyst, a very clear purple. I can't really tell again because of the lighting, but a clear purple piece of amethyst. It's got kind of a nice glint to it with the inclusions. As an adult, I still think this is very pretty. So, there, that's good. So that's that. And then this is actually not really a childhood piece of jewelry. This is a friendship bracelet that my martial arts partner made for me when I would have been in high school, and she made this for me. She was really into making these, and so she asked me what colors I liked, and I said, well, I still really like purple. It was purple and gray for forever, so she decided to make me a purple one. So all of these lovely, tightly woven threads of different colored purple, so pretty. I always wanted to learn how to make these myself, and I never did, but I guess there's nothing stopping me now as an adult. And then she braided the rest of it, so it would be easier to tie, but I don't remember wearing it a whole lot, but I think I tied it onto my backpack or something. But yeah, so it's cute. I keep, as if I'm going to show you back here, I keep moving my arm back, but there you go. So, with my veiny hands. And then this bracelet is a braided horsehair cuff with some little stones. So these are not real turquoise stones. It's either dyed blue howlite or they might be plastic. I'm actually not sure. But and it has a little horseshoe charm on it. And I do remember wearing this quite a bit. My father brought this back for me after a backpacking trip he went on. And I remember my sister got the same one, but it was white. It was like a white horsehair or blonde horsehair. And we were pretty young. It would have been like maybe 10 or 12, maybe 12 years old, 11 or 12. And it has a little lobster claw clasp. It was always a little bit too big for me, unfortunately, but I do remember wearing it quite a bit. And then here's another little box. Oh, okay. There's a lot of stuff in this one. Here's some more clips. These are just kind of the really classic shape and style of metal barrette. So this one is purple, dark purple, and this one is sparkly white, and this one is sparkly blue. They have certainly seen better days. It has been many, many years. And oh, here we go. Here's a mood ring. I remember begging my mother for this. It's got little butterflies. They're upside down, but it's got little butterflies. I remember, oh my gosh, this was always too big for me. This is a adult-sized finger, and I remember getting this when I was really little, and I was so upset because I remember putting it on one time while I was crying, and it just turned dark blue, which was the color it's supposed to be when you're happy. So I remember throwing it because I was so mad that it wasn't giving me like the color for when I was sad. But yeah, it's just one of these very gimmicky little mood rings that really don't do anything except react to the heat of your skin and turn blue one color. So there's that. But she was a lovely mother for letting me get it anyway. And then this is a little happy starfish charm. It's got a little smiley face. And I remember this was actually not a piece of jewelry. It came on a little card that somebody had given my grandmother. And I remember it was like a fisherman on the front. And he had this, instead of a fish at the end of his fishing pole, it was this starfish, and I really liked the starfish, and my grandma said I could have it, so happy starfish. And then this is a little sea turtle charm that I also remember wearing this. This was off of a bracelet that I wore a lot. It had some turquoise and green seed beads on it, and then this little charm hung from it. And a friend from elementary school brought our friend group each a bracelet from Hawaii when they went on vacation. And so I got this little sea turtle bracelet. And the really nice thing is that all of these little parts of the shell, these are actually enamel. It's not like an inlaid stone. So that was a great choice for kids, because little stones like that always tend to fall out, but this one stayed together. Then this is a little charm with a paw print and a little red enamel paw print. And this was the logo for my elementary school that I went to. So I think this was on a little necklace at one point. Then this is a little fairy charm, and it's so cute. She's a little fairy riding a snail. And I remember, I think I picked this out at a friend's birthday party. We were doing a little jewelry making craft as a little kind of party favor. We each got to make a bracelet, and it was a fairy themed party, and so they had all these cute little charms, and so I picked this one, riding the snail. And I loved snails growing up. I loved all bugs, but snails especially. So this was the perfect charm for me. When I was little, I would collect snails in a bucket, and as I would carry the bucket around, hunting and gathering them, all of the snails would start crawling their way up my arms, so my parents remember that fondly. This is a single earring. It's a little pearl. I'm sure it's a little faux pearl. Yeah, it's chipping a bit. But this was one of my first pairs of earrings after I got my ears pierced. I have to move quickly because people are coming home now. And then this was one of my starter earrings. So these are the earrings that I had my ears pierced with. I just have this one now, but it's a little pink. It's like really, really pale pink. Swarovski crystal on gold. So only one left. Not sure where the other one went, but